Yeah, 6, right? We're ready to go. So good evening. My name is Roberto Jose Diaz Lopez, and we'll be doing an interview with my friend here in the management team, Freddie. Freddie, will you please introduce yourself and what you do?
Hello, my name is Freddie Alberto Putiniano Colon. I am currently I'm working as a personal shopper manager at Fan Club.
Can you tell me what do you do exactly as a personal shopper management on a day-to-day basis?
My day is composed of making sure the team finish and complete people's online order, that we're not behind, that we meet the metrics, and everything goes smoothly from the time we open to the time we close.
Can you tell me with the advancements of those, how does your online shopping works? So let's elaborate. How does this affect internally and external within the company?
So basically, internally, these are a factor that can be both. Could be short staff good effective, could be the short staff, the volume of order we get on that day, how scheduling is. Those factors contribute a lot to how we operate within the internal factor of things. Another internal factor could be if they could decide to cut hours or lay off people, that could affect us also. Because our order comes day by day, we don't have a set amount. It fluctuates depending on the day. Other external factors, that all depends on the weather and how it's outside. I think that's our biggest external factor, the weather. If it's snow, people might be not coming in, or they might be placing order for the next day, or they might be coming in and canceling items because we might not have them. It all depends on how the weather is. I think that's our biggest factor for external.
How has your organization culture changed for over the past 5 years, especially with this new online shopping thing? What is the biggest changes you have seen throughout those 5 years?
Throughout the 5 years, I see a lot because we started small and now we have big volume. We started like our busy day could have 50 orders, and now our busiest day could be up to 500 orders. Item quantity doesn't have a limit. Sometimes we got 5,000 items, 6,000 items. Back in when we started, it used to be like roughly, I would say like 100 to 200 items. Now we see thousands every day. That's what some aspect that has changed, the volume. And people are more driven to online order now because they could have more time with their life now. They could place the order, don't have to waste a lot of time in supermarkets and at Fan Club. They could just place the order, and when they're ready to pick it up, they pick it up and they keep going with their day.
So, with all of those, what would be some issues and concerns that you have experienced regarding the supplies and services needed to continue your company's vision and mission and goal, like facilitating shopping for people? Like, what are some of those challenges that you've been facing with that?
Other challenges is trying to have everything on hand.
Mm-hmm.
Our line say that we could have it, but due to people shopping in person, we could be out of that item by the time we get to the order. Basically, they could place the order the night before. Our system shows that we have it, but we only shop the day off. We don't go ahead. So if the order they do on Friday, a Friday order for Saturday, we won't see that order into Saturday. Meaning, when they place the order on Friday, we could have that in stock.
Mm-hmm.
By the time we get to down Saturday, depending what time they pick and the time slot they choose, is the time that we're going to go. Maybe Saturday by 4 o'clock p.m., we might not have that item, but we had it Friday when they placed the order. I think the biggest issue will be trying to have all the items they want in stock.
As a manager, how do you handle your employees when it comes to the factors of making a staffing decision or restructuring your team?
How I do that is actually, it has to be really precise. It's like performing surgery. Mm-hmm. You think, oh, you're just staffing. No. Everybody has a different personality, and you have to make that work. It's like a puzzle. You have the piece. You could force the piece. It will make sense, but it won't fit there. That's how it is staffing a team. You have to see everybody's personality and try to hire people that match their personality. So when you introduce them to the team, it doesn't cause a disturbance and affect the work ethic of everybody. Maybe by you hiring somebody lazy, people who overwork, not overwork, but people who overachieve might stop doing that. They might retrograde. Now my hard workers are not working hard. Now my lazier workers are being lazier. So you have to find a balance in order to a balance when you're hiring or replacing somebody in the team with a team that could actually with a person that will help the team improve.
With all these improvements and stuff like that, is your job possibly be able to be executed elsewhere, like remotely?
Unfortunately, no. Our job is not remotely. Our job has to be in person. Unless they introduce some AI proper that we can control from home. Other than that, we know we won't be able to do our job remotely.
So, what type of technologies are you guys implementing when it comes to all your online shopping and picking to make sure that your cross stocks are being counted and being executed properly when it comes to those orderings?
We use a system. It's called Club Pickup.
Mhm.
It's just an app that function like a picking app. You will see the people's. We used to see people's order name. Now we don't. We switched to another system, but it still works the same way. We see a batch order. We see, let's say, 20 items, a bag of rice. We will get those items and put it back to the cart. It show you the picture of the item, the code that it is,
Mhm.
the UPC code, whatever you guys call it, and then we'll have the price and where it's located. We will go there. We will pick the 20 bag of rice or whatever item they want. They will bring it back, and it's all a cellular device, and that's how we communicate to each other. It's like a walkie-talkie app, always integrated in that cell phone app.
Well, another question, elaborating that, when it comes to all those advanced technologies and stuff like that, what would be one of the worst case scenarios if, let's say, a system update unexpectedly or a system crash down? How do you guys handle that within the team function?
We have to, usually that happens, and it's only the device that doesn't work,
Mhm.
but they have a program called BYOB, Bring Your Own Device.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, those devices do work because they work out of a different network than our devices. So we have a tablet, and we try to distribute the order within people. They take picture of the device, so we'll give them the list. They go pick that list, and we use the same device to try to scan and stay ahead. But unfortunately, we can't do nothing. We have to wait until the IT tech and the higher ups authorize what we have to do. But in the meantime, we have our own devices and tablets that we could use to supplement if that device were to go down.
So, how do you define the current corporate culture within your organization? How do you address potential cultural difference within a diverse workforce?
We try to always maintain an open mind when it comes to working with people. We always respect the people we work with. We try not to make culture difference. We always try to make everybody feel welcome. We try everybody to make them be more self-aware that, hey, these are the people that work here. Be mindful what you say, what you speak, stuff like that. We always try to incorporate positive culture, work culture.
Have you had any confrontations in the past, and what were the outcomes? Were you able to facilitate that cultural difference between those two team
We
members?
have some people are aware what they did was wrong. Other people decide that there's no job for them and they look somewhere else. We always give them the benefit of the doubt. We don't think like, hey, that person is like that. We always try to talk and get to a middle ground. If we can, then we think it's better we just part ways.
So, what will be the steps that you will be taking to ensure that the company values and cultures are helped not just only within your department but across all the different departments?
Communication and being self-aware. If a man is walking down the aisle, we just try to pay attention how people interact with each other, with members, and stuff like that. We try to implement it as best as we can. And when we catch it, we try to address the situation.
How will you compare? My apologies. How will you prepare for the unexpected, especially like a similar situation what we've been through, like for example COVID-19? How will your company handle other crises like it, and what were the outcomes during that dark time period, unfortunately, that we went through when it was a pandemic?
Through COVID-19 was really hard because we were not prepared to launch Club Pickup. We started like a concierge kind of thing. We would have people line up in the car. We would go up to them, take their list if they had it, or if they had a picture and stuff like that. We would go to their cars, pick their orders up, and then we go around the store, shop for them, bring it back to the car. We will ring them out right there and there. And then after time, because when it started, we thought it was going to be temporary. But no, then the company proceeded to implement like the the clock pickup app.
Mm.
We started using that, making it more aware. And right now it has evolved so much that we're able to just do the orders and charges right there. We don't have to be back and forth. So what was the question again?
So how will your company handle another crisis like that within COVID?
I think if we're prepared for another COVID, if we're to be in the case of isolation, we're already prepared for that. But any other ones, I think we will have to do like what we go with COVID-19. We have to reassess, make sure what are going to be the protocols online, and we have to adapt from there. As of right now, we are ready for another COVID-19 if we follow the same guidelines as the last one. But if we're to the training be different, we won't be able to be prepared. We will have to wait, see, and adapt.
Right. So how did your organization recover, or how's had recover in the aftermath of COVID-19? Had the process changed? Had the business hours changed based on those effects?
Yes, the business hours has been changing, and we're trying to adapt. We're trying to leave post-COVID behind, and trying to get away from that. We used to close early. We used to have social distancing. Now we don't. We're trying to maximize the best we can without putting those guidelines back in places.
How about the team? Has the team changed when it came to sizes and stuff like that?
We got a bigger team now, yes, because of the volume. Team is getting bigger, and we, like I say, because of certain protocols and following, we don't have to follow certain procedures, so we could hire people now. Some people decide to keep masks on. They think it's healthier for them. Some people don't use masks anymore, but some of my team members do still use masks.
All right. So with all of those, how will you use your manager functions? I don't know if you're familiar with Henry Foyle's manager functions.
Can you elaborate on that? Refresh my mind.
So when it comes to Henry functions, there's 4 managing functions, which are planning, organizing, and leading and controlling. These functions represent the core activities that managers use to set goals, coordinate resources, motivate employees, and monitor performance to ensure that all objectives or your daily goals are met within your organization. So how will you be using those functions to assure that everything is executed properly?
We use those ones in order to plan our day. We have a board in our area with all the metrics and numbers that we have so far, up to date, up to month and years. And then we have a projected one, or forecast basically. And then we try to every morning have like a huddle. It's like a little meeting, and we're like, hey guys, this is what the numbers are, and that's what we plan to break this week. We talk to them, we communicate a lot that we're number driven, and that's what we want to see. We want to see increase. We don't want to see a decrease. But there are times, like I say, starting off the weather is a really bad one. Like month from January to March is the worst one because of weather being so unpredictable and winter being so harsh.
Yeah.
That will actually make our numbers go down, and that's what we try to during the summer month and better month. We try to up those numbers to compensate for those. So we always try to manage accordingly and lead the team to achieve those goals.
That's it. So with a fast-paced environment within the retail stores, how do you encourage a culture of continual improvement within your entire team?
Can you explain more on that one? Can you elaborate?
So since you say there's numbers, projections, and stuff that they have to perform within within their function, sometimes some people can get discouraged, especially when they're not meeting those numbers or expectations. How do you keep them and encourage that continuous improvement within their role?
We do support and coaching. We work with them. We ask them how we can help them. We try to meet those goals together. If they're not meeting certain goals, we try to see what the problem is, where they're lacking, and work along with them. We tell them what we think they're doing wrong, talk to them, put their point of views, and then we will make a work plan. Hey, well, let's try this and this different. We meet up in 2 weeks. If that's working, we keep going with that. And then we meet in 3 weeks, 3 months. And then we try to work with them to see what the issue is and how we can help them improve those numbers.
So as a manager, what roles does your quality management, your techniques play in achieving that success within your organization or your team?
Do you mean like how as a manager?
As a manager, you empower them. Like what role does your quality management play in those achievements? Like
Supportive. I'm the kind of manager that will let them do their own thing as long as it's working, and I support them along the way. I let them have their own ideas and play out their own ideas, how it will work, and see how that works well with them. If it works properly, I let them do their own thing. I let them be creative. If I have to step in, I will step in and put my 2 cents in a matter that they understand that yes, it's working, but we have to follow this certain guidelines. I let them basically do their own job. I don't like to be so much hand on, but if I have to, I will. Basically, I'm a supporter more than a manager.
So, as in the management role, does your organization work through the strategic management process, which is broken down into two different ones? Everybody is, you're most likely familiar with SWOT, which is strengths, weaknesses,
Yes,
opportunities, and threat, and there's also the PESO analysis. I don't know if you want me to break them down for you on both of them.
what would the pest analysis compose of? Refresh my mind on that one.
So the PESO analysis is a strategic tool that used to analyze more of the external factors of the environment that impacts the organization. So those will be, and it's an acronym, so it's mostly like political, economical, social, technology, legal, and environmental, which are more external factors than what SWOT is, or which is mostly you guys looking inside the company.
Yeah, the pastel one is mostly like HR. They're the one in charge of the policy hours because that's more political. They will be in charge of the pay grade, the competitiveness, and stuff like that. The environment, like I said, that's more home office that take care of that. But I'm more hand-on work with the SWOT. I have to check my team strength, threats, weaknesses, and opportunities. So basically, as a manager, I have to see, like I said, the strength, where my team is stronger, where opportunities to make them stronger are, what are the threats of my team. Like I mentioned earlier during this interview, if I'm hiring somebody, I have to take those in consideration when I'm integrating somebody else in the team. So I'm more hands-on work on SWOT than the what Pastel is.
So with knowing what Pastel and your strength from knowing what SWOT is, if you were to, let's say we were to fall in another form of a COVID-19, a natural disaster, something, no, I wouldn't say catastrophic, but something that might change the environment of how we do things now, do you feel that you're well prepared for anything that comes along the way when it comes to something like that, when it comes to the guidelines of restrictions of having customers coming into the store, having to restructure everything to adapt to whatever is going on?
I think my team is ready for that. Because like I said, we are really, because of being a club pickup, we have to constantly keep adapting to new technologies and new ways to do stuff to make it faster for the members. I think we are actually capable of adapting for another catastrophe like that. I can't speak for everybody around the store and other departments, but I think my department will be ready to achieve that. Because like I mentioned, we constantly changing from software to software to make it faster for members, and we always constantly updating with the new updates and new trends out there for fulfillment, basically to pick people's order. So I think the team is already subconsciously prepared to change in a heartbeat.
Along with your team, what are other challenges that presented themselves within your in that 5 year period? What are other challenges that you presented yourself? We already talked about how COVID-19 changed some of the guidelines, how technology has improved you guys' environment, and how you are able to handle a worst case scenario. Is there anything else that you have seen that you would like to elaborate a little bit more?
Money. Depending how the economy is something that will affect us too. Tariff being introduced actually give us a little hit because we got a big hike when they were introducing the tariff at the beginning of the year, but then after that it went down when we didn't have them, and now they're talking about it again and we're increasing more. So I think depending on how the economy is how we fluctuate too. I think that's another internal factor that could actually hurt us or help us.
Alright, thank you. That's all the questions that I got for you today in this interview. Is there anything else that you would like to elaborate, like in your day-to-day basis of challenges that presents itself along the way?
All the challenges are able to be. You are able to always bypass that challenge. No matter what, if you have an open mind and if you do your research pretty well, there's nothing that could stop you from a challenge. Only yourself. So if you come a challenge ahead, there's no challenge you could not be able to solve.
Is there anything else, like a parting words of wisdom that you would like to give somebody that is looking into maybe being in this kind of role in the future, or that they already are in this role and they just need a few words of wisdom of what they could do to improve when in this position?
Having an open mind and always keep upgrading. No, never be closed-minded. It's not my way or nobody's way. Always there's one or more possibility things to achieve the same goal. You just have to be open to see how you get there, basically.
All right. Well, thank you for the time. It's been a pleasure. You have a wonderful day.
You too.